Hi everyone. In this episode, we're going to be making a broccoli, chicken, and cheese casserole. And this is a great recipe to make just for your own household. We're going to be making two at the same time so that you can freeze one to save for later, or that you can share one with someone else if they happen to need one for if they're sick or if they're going through surgery or anything like that. We're going to start out with a family pack of chicken, 2 32-ounce packs of frozen broccoli, 2 pounds of extra sharp cheddar cheese, 2 sleeves of Ritz crackers, 4 cups of white rice, 8 cups of water, 8 eggs, 2 cups of milk, 32 ounces of Greek yogurt, make sure that's plain and not vanilla, 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, some ranch seasoning, some Greek seasoning, some salt and pepper, and then some chicken bouillon. And the seasonings can be changed up however you would like for them to be. Just in general, whatever works for your family will work great. The first thing you're going to want to do is trim any pieces off the chicken that just don't look good. Generally, I don't have to do this, but this particular batch had some pieces that just looked a little bit odd. They were a little bit bloody and looked just off. Then you're going to put all your chicken into a pan and coat one side of the chicken with olive oil and just spread them out across the pan. We're not really trying to make these look any particular way. We're just baking these off. You're going to season one side of it with Greek seasoning and ranch seasoning. Season it more than you think that you'll need to. We want to make sure this chicken has a ton of flavor. Put a lot on there. You can see from the video that we're putting a good amount on there. Then flip it with a fork. This is one of the tricks that I use for whenever I'm cooking chicken and flipping it, because if you're using your hand, you have to go over and wash it again, but flipping with a fork just makes it a lot simpler. Then you're just going to repeat that process on the other side. Olive oil, ranch seasoning, Greek seasoning, just so that we've got flavor going throughout there. And this is going to just cook in its own juices, get nice and flavorful, and then you're going to bake that in the oven at 350. Process for making this, we're going to be overlapping a lot of our tasks so that everything is kind of ready at the same time. You're going to bake this until the internal temperature reaches about 165 degrees. This is going to take you about 30 to 35 minutes. As you can see with the thermometer, we're at about 179 by the time the temperature reaches that. Check your biggest pieces so that you know that that temperature is correct. Then we are going to rinse your rice until your water runs clear. It is a good idea to keep that water for watering plants or something. Don't take your rice and run it against your strainer because you don't want to take the coating off of it. And then you're going to put that into a pot, add your water and your bouillon into your pot. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all, this is not the right size pot for this amount of rice. I generally make a smaller amount of rice and it just did not work. Then you're just going to put your pot on the stove, bring it to a boil. Then once that comes to a boil, you're going to turn that down to low and let it simmer. Leave it for about 30 minutes. Make sure you put the lid on the pot after it comes to a simmer. With your bouillon, I use salt-free bouillon for this just because that's the way that our family makes it, and the ranch seasoning has a good amount of salt in it. Regular bouillon works great. If you guys could go ahead and click that subscribe button, that would help me out a whole lot. While your rice is cooking, you're going to take both of your broccolis and run those through the microwave for about 8 minutes for each bag. That is going to get them thawed out, and then strain those in a strainer. Then you are going to shred your chicken once it is done and split it between the 2 pans. These little shredders work really, really well, but if you want to see the best way to shred chicken, check out our chicken salad video. We do a comparison about all the different hacks for shredding chicken and which one works best. My favorite way is this little shredder. I'm not usually a gadget person, but we shred a lot of chicken at our house, and this gadget actually works pretty well for gadgets. Then you're going to chop your broccoli and put 1 bag in each of your pans. And I just run my knife through it a couple times just to break it up into bite-sized pieces so you don't have big old chunks in your casserole. You're going to split your rice into your 2 pans. As you can see, we have our bigger pot that I put the rice into. Then you are going to glove up and add about half to 3/4 of your cheese into your pans. And then we're going to season this again with your ranch and Greek seasoning just because the rice is pretty bland. And we want to make sure we're seasoning throughout this process. Then using your hands, you can use a spoon if you want to, but hands work a lot better for this, to mix this together really, really well just to kind of get everything incorporated. It is going to get messy. There's not really any way around it. And then for each of your casseroles, you're going to take about half of your chicken juice and put it into your bowl. And then take about half of your Greek yogurt. You're going to crack your 4 eggs into the Greek yogurt and then whisk your Greek yogurt and eggs together well because the Greek yogurt doesn't like to mix in very well. And then once those 2 things are combined together well, you're going to whisk in your milk. Then you are going to pour this over top of your casserole. It is not going to want to soak in very well, so you're going to use a rubber spatula to just kind of poke through to make sure the liquid reaches the bottom of the rice and everything so that everything gets very, very saturated. Then you are going to cover the top with cheese. And then you're going to put some Ritz crackers on top. And I found the easiest way to crust Ritz crackers is to put the heels of your hands on either end of the Ritz crackers and just kind of press them together, and that cracks them very, very easily. So just sprinkle your Ritz crackers over the top. And this is going to give a nice crunch on the top. You're going to cover it with foil and seal it well. This is going to keep the cheese and the crackers from burning until everything cooks together really well, because you want your eggs and everything to solidify and kind of tie everything together. Then you're going to just repeat that same process with your eggs and milk and everything. For your second casserole. Part of the reason it's a good idea to make 2 casseroles at one time is that making one is pretty difficult, but making 2 is about the same as making one, and so that way you'll have 2 on hand, and this freezes very, very easily. And also if you do want to share one with somebody else, it's really easy. You're going to bake this covered for 35 minutes and then uncovered for 10 to 15 minutes until it browns. You do want to let it sit for a little bit before you cut it because you want it to firm up a little bit. It ends up tasting amazing, and it's a great thing to share with others, and a great thing that's a really comforting dish to eat during any time of the year. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the comments if you decide to try this, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We are on our road to 1,000 subscribers, and we will see you guys next week.